Hi, everybody. Today I thought for my Asperger's vlog that I would talk about music and the emotional effect, I guess, and the calming and soothing effect it has, at least for me personally. Um, I'm not sure, I hesitate to say something on behalf of everybody that's autistic because I don't know if others experience things the way I do, even if they happen to have autism like me. But I know personally, music is one thing that affects my mood like probably nothing else. There's other things that come close, and pretty much anything really creative and expressive, whether it be music, dance, um, writing, artwork, anything like that can definitely affect me emotionally. But music seems to do it even more so than other things a lot of times. And throughout my life, some of my obsessions have definitely been music related. I mentioned not too long ago that, like, right now I'm kind of currently obsessing about Nirvana, and because of Nirvana, I got like into the Foo Fighters because Dave Grohl, the drummer from Nirvana, started the Foo Fighters, and I just I don't know, when I get obsessed with music, it almost gets to the point where I almost feel like it's an unhealthy obsession. Like, I just want to listen to certain songs or certain albums just over and over and over and over. And I know it kind of drives people nuts sometimes that are around me, but I've pretty much always been that way. And I mean, it always kind of eventually, um, wanes a little bit, and then I'll be obsessed with something else. But music and certain musicians or certain types of music have definitely always been obsessions of mine. And for instance, some of the musicians I've been obsessed with, other than Nirvana and the Foo Fighters, which I'm currently into, well, I've always had a big obsession with Michael Jackson, and a lot of it's the music. I really like his voice. I like his music always has a good beat, and a lot of times it has a good message. And those things really matter to me. I am a person that definitely listens to the words of songs. Maybe it's because I like poetry, but I definitely pay attention to what the song says and what it's trying to convey emotionally. So, and then besides him, I've had obsessions with like the Beatles, and just like a lot of classic rock in general. I mean, I like the Doors, and I like Simon and Garfunkel a lot. Um, and I like the Rolling Stones and Pink Floyd and things like that. I haven't been nearly as obsessed with them as I have like with Michael Jackson or the Beatles or Nirvana or anything like that. But there definitely are a lot of groups that I do like. And another thing I've noticed about music is, I don't know if everybody does this. I read a book once that said that people with autism, when they listen to music, they tend to um, hear more than the average person does. For instance, like in their mind, they tend to pick apart the music, like they hear all the different instruments like at once, but they can single them out in their mind. And I definitely do that. I don't know if that really is an autistic thing. I don't know if maybe neurotypical people do that too. It's just, since I read it in a book, I thought, maybe it is an autism thing. I don't know, but I definitely do that. In my mind, I hear like all the different instruments, and I can pick them out and then put them back together in my mind and things like that. So that's another thing about music that I find kind of interesting, is just kind of like dissecting it. And then to me, music is a big comfort. And the two kinds of music that I tend to love the most, or I should say maybe the kind of songs I tend to love the most, are either ones that are kind of melancholy and sad, but like in a bittersweet kind of way that, while they make me sad, they also make me glad to be alive. And maybe that doesn't make sense if you've never felt that way. But some examples of that is like, well, I mean, since I've been into the Foo Fighters, they have this song called February Stars, which I think is just beautiful. And that one definitely gives me that feeling. And I like their song Everlong, although, like, that one's a little bit more rockish at parts. I mean, it's kind of soft and slow at some points, but it's more rockish in other areas. And then, since I mentioned Michael Jackson, like songs of his that really speak to me in that way would be like Cry and the Earth Song. And they affect me partly just because they're so melancholy and sweet and just very emotional, but also the lyrics for those songs are great. And then other songs that kind of fit that melancholy, like sad to a bittersweet kind of way is like the Carpenters. Some of their songs are like that, like Rainy Days and Mondays. That song always makes me kind of happy in a sad kind of way. And then let's see, like A Whiter Shade of Pale. I love that song. And there's a lot of others. Nights in White Satin. That's a really beautiful song by the Moody Blues. And the Moody Blues, living up to their name, like their songs are kind of moody and bluesy, but also beautiful and kind of happy in like that bittersweet way. So those are kind of what I'm talking about in that way. And then I also like songs that are kind of full of angst, especially when I'm angry. One band that I really love, like their angst-ridden songs, is Matchbox 20, and especially like their first CD, at least the first one that had all the big hits. I don't know if that was actually their first CD ever, but when they broke big and their first one, that one I definitely listen to sometimes when I'm mad. And Michael Jackson had a lot of songs too that were really angsty, especially right after like the whole first round of accusations came. He released the History album, and that one has a lot of great angsty songs like Scream and They Don't Really Care About Us and things like that. So those are the two kind of songs that I tend to seek out because I do like happy songs, like upbeat happy songs, but they just don't move me, I guess, as much as the sadder, bittersweet, and angsty songs do. And I mean, I think that's kind of why I like Nirvana so much, is because they're definitely kind of angsty music. And the Foo Fighters are kind of angsty, but they're also kind of just mellow poppy at times. So, but anyway, I wanted to share this because I know personally music just is such a big part of my life, and I can't imagine my life without music. And I just kind of wanted to share how I felt about the whole subject. And if you guys have anything to say, if you want to comment and kind of share like the kinds of music you like or how certain songs make you feel or anything like that, feel free to comment. And I appreciate you guys watching. And also in the comments, if you guys ever want to like put any subjects that you'd like me to talk about, I'll try to, pay attention and maybe do some videos on that kind of thing. So feel free to do that. And again, thanks for watching, and I'll talk to y'all later. So bye.